Hi everyone. I woke up this morning with a decision having been made. I'm going to do No Quarter by Led Zeppelin on Have You Heard today. And then I opened up my YouTube feed and there was a video by Andy Edwards posing the question, are Led Zeppelin prog? Yes, they are, and this is why they are. And of course, I had to watch that for 40 minutes to agree with him. And he stole my thunder because that's what I wanted to talk about today. Here we go. It's Houses of the Holy, their March 1973 album, and we're doing No Quarter. Um, and that's an obviously prog song, isn't it, really? Um, Andy makes some really good comments though, and it's well worth watching him spending 40 minutes in the snow in the Midlands of England, talking about Led Zeppelin and prog in general. Um, and there's more to Led Zeppelin than just um, prog, of course. There is more to prog than just mellotrons and keyboards. Much, much more than that. This song is definitely a progressive song, and it is gorgeous. And I know that lots of people love it. I really did feel like playing it today. So let's listen to it now, and then we can talk about it a little bit afterwards. Okay, it's No Quarter from Houses of the Holy. Released on the 28th of March 1973. Let's go. According to the cover, that's a synthesized piano.
Close the door, put out the light. No, they won't be home tonight. The snow falls hard, and don't you know? The winds of Thor are blowing cold. They're wearing steel that's bright and true. They carry guns that must get through. This is the path where no one Devil mocks their every step. Snow drives by the foot that's slow. The dogs of doom are howling more. Oh, they carry news that must get through. To build a dream for me and you. Oh, thinking about where no one
The dogs of doom are howling, Robert. Yeah, be careful. Uh, I don't want to talk too much about Andy Edwards' channel. This is mine. Um, but he does talk a lot when he's going through the Zeppelin catalogue, pointing out how progressive they were. He does talk a lot about John Paul Jones and his arrangement skills. And of course, how way back when he was much younger, he was arranging choirs. Um, I mean, he was the ultimate studio session man back in the 60s on the British music scene. He played on everything, um, not just bass, but he played keyboards as well. He played on pop records, he played on blues records, he played on everything, and he was used a lot as an arranger as well. Um, so he brought all of this to the Led Zeppelin table, and he's not mentioned enough, really, is he? Uh, Particularly in the mainstream. Of course, the Zeppelin fans that know, they know. And you just have to listen to this particular song just um, to identify just what is going on in there. Um, every time I listen to this record as a whole, it gets better and better in my eyes, in my ears. And this particular song, obviously he's on grand piano, he's on synthesized piano, as I said. It sounds like an electric piano, but synthesized is what they say, and a synthesized bass as well. But as they you've got the initial the harmonized vocals, Robert's highly treated vocals, and the synthesized piano harmonizing at the beginning. And then, of course, once Jimmy comes in with that very compressed guitar riff, then John Paul's bass is harmonizing with that riff as well. Um, and then once they get into that almost free form improvised jazz breakdown section, um, John Paul's the bass is going. He's got the piano. He's got the synthesized piano, all playing different stuff. Fascinating, fascinating. Jimmy's guitar is very jazzy here. Um, it feels to me. And of course, John is just there laying down the beat behind everything. Um, it's gorgeous. The production, the little flourishes in the production, the little the Dogs of Doom and that just little electronic kind of sound that comes in there. I mean, there are so many flourishes. It's a it's a treat just to listen quietly with your headphones on, and just soak it all in. Uh, I almost played the Rain song after I'd made a decision to do No Quarter. I thought, oh, maybe I should do the Rain song. And I listened to that as well. In fact, I played the whole album earlier this morning on my headphones, on vinyl, just to get a feel for it all. And the Rain song is going to be coming up again in the not too distant future. Um, it's another treat for the progressive ear. Uh, yeah. I was going to say something and I've just forgotten. What was I going to say? Never mind. Led Zeppelin. Oh, yes. This is our fourth. I remembered. This is my fourth video of a Led Zeppelin song. If you're new and you haven't seen the channel in action before, and you're a Zeppelin fan, go back and listen. We've done Over the Hills and Far Away, of course, from this album. We have done The Rover from Physical Graffiti, and we've done What Is and What Should Never Be from Zeppelin 2. Um, there aren't any unknown Zeppelin songs. There aren't any forgotten Zeppelin songs. There are some Zeppelin songs that are played a little less often on YouTube reaction channels than the others. This isn't really one of them, but I just felt it was time for another Zeppelin song. This is about our 112th video, I think, and it's only our fourth Zeppelin, so we're doing about one every 25, 26 episodes, which isn't a lot. But I suppose you have to just keep the good stuff and just play it every so once in a while. Um, I never. I know that they've played this song often live, and it was a staple of their set list. And I saw Zeppelin once at Earl's Court in '75, but I can hardly remember anything of it. I was so excited to be there. It was an extra show they added on at the end of the run because of the demand for tickets, and I managed to get into the extra show. And I mean, I was a not a very good seat, right at the side of the stage, very high up, and I was so excited to be there that the whole concert kind of just flew by me in an instant, and I was in a trance. They must have played this live. I can't remember them playing it live. I wish I could. I can't remember much of the gig apart from being there and being able to look down at them from the side of the stage, but very high up. So it was a weird kind of viewpoint, but it was just fantastic just to be there and for me to be able to say I've been to a Zeppelin concert. Because as you might know if you've seen some of the other videos, I was a bit late onto the scene with Zeppelin. This was the album that I first bought from Zeppelin's catalogue. So we're way into things. We're 4 years into it all and 5 albums into it all. And I was talking on the Yes and You and I video about how music, um, how in those days it was a different time, it was a different world, and we didn't have all the information that we're surrounded by and bombarded with in today's day and age. It was a much simpler time, and all you had to listen to find out about music, all we had was the radio, our friends' records, and the music press. So in the UK, it was mainly Melody Maker and NME and Sounds. Those were the three big ones. Um, so you read about these bands all of the time. You never really saw them unless you were at a gig. You heard them a lot, either on the radio, and even then, radio was there were only a few shows that played this stuff. The top 20, yeah, all over the place, but Led Zeppelin, and of course, Zeppelin never released singles in the UK, not one single ever. So we never heard Zeppelin songs um, on the radio unless it was a dedicated rock show late at night. Um, so when you bought a record, you kind of, unless you'd heard it, obviously, you had to go into a record shop, and hopefully it was a record shop that allowed you to listen to the songs or listen to the record before you bought it. Most did, some didn't. Or you just took a flyer and said, well, I'll go with it. And I took a flyer with this. I'd obviously known Zeppelin. I hadn't got any albums, but I knew all the well known songs. Um, but my friends weren't big Zeppelin fans. Um, so I just thought, well, I've got to buy a Zeppelin album. They seem to be so big. And I went and bought Houses of the Holy. And it really did get me thinking in a different way about music. And I mentioned the And You and I video just before because that was September 1972. And Close to the Edge just solidified um, my absolute wonder of Yes and progressive music. And here we are, 6 months later, March 1973, and I buy this album. And this is so progressive, and I had no idea. I had no idea that Zeppelin were more than just a riff heavy band. I really didn't. And it really turned me round. Got me thinking in lots of different ways. And it helped me to appreciate the earlier Zeppelin albums that, of course, I bought as time went by. Um, so, yeah, uh, these videos are starting to become kind of transportation back to my early life and thinking what it was like to live back in those days. And I hope you don't mind me doing that, but it's actually quite therapeutic. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this particular song. We've had nice responses to our previous three Zeppelin videos, so I hope that this one is enjoyed by all the Zeppelin fans who know about us. Uh, yeah, like and subscribe. Our subscriber numbers are starting to swell again. We're up to 382. Um, we've had quite a few in the last week, which is very exciting for me. My first target is to get to 500 subscribers. That seems to be the initial threshold to be able to expand the channel a bit further on YouTube. Plus, of course, 3,000 watch hours, and we're still a good 1,350 watch hours away from that. So the more that people watch, the better. The more that people subscribe, the better. Um, but as long as you're enjoying the videos, that's the most important thing. And I'm really enjoying doing them as well. So that will be the end of the video for today. Now remember that tomorrow is Monday, and it will be the second episode of our epic track review, where we have a look at a long piece. Again, these will be well known, but because they're long pieces, they often don't get played as much on the reaction channels. Or if they have been, they've been done a long, long time ago when reaction channels first were a big thing on YouTube. So, we're going to do one of those tomorrow, and it's one that's very close to my heart, and I will talk all about it then. So I hope that you tune in tomorrow and watch that. But in the meantime, it's been lovely chatting to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, which will be tomorrow. So until then, cheers, everybody.